So here we are at it again in labor movement. Um, Today, um, giving honor to Black Lives Matter and strike issues, the anniversary of strike issues for workers. Downtown Chicago, we're in a mobile caravan. Let me see if you can see that. So we're in our vehicles. With Fight for 15 workers. This morning, we were with SGIU, healthcare workers with Laredo Hospital on the west side who won a marvelous contract. They're at the hospital, but in spite of the pandemic, of course, we want to be safe. We still have to be out here fighting for people. It's a shame because of the pandemic. A lot of people still haven't gotten information on where to go to get help, how to receive help, and people are still like starving, like hungry, because of lack of information and resources. And people are still angry because they entrusted the powers to be to do the right things, and they failed. Bottom line, they failed. But here in Chicago and the state of Illinois, I just believe we're still fortunate because the elected officials here, even outside of governor and the mayor, we got commissioners, we got state reps, senators, aldermen, commissioners, the whole 9 yards, that are still out here trying to push for help in the communities that have these disparity treatments in their areas during this pandemic. And it seems like it's more of a united force, that this pandemic has brought us closer together. I can honestly say, even with churches, I mean, spiritually, with us not being in church, I think it gave us a more isolated atonement with God, where we can just really worship Him in spirit and in truth individually. We really can't afford at this time anymore to be having the me, mine, I type of attitude. We can't. It's not going to work. We have to galvanize and come together as a unified community of all colors. We know that we're putting it out there that Black Lives Matter, and the reason why we stress that is because right now Black people are the ones who have and still are, to a certain degree, suffering from racial systemic. And to be honest, we built this country. Basically, our foreparents built this country. And for us to continue to be deprived, and there are other cultures that have been deprived, we're not saying that, we're taking them out, but it's really time for our voices to be heard. The 411, the information that our foreparents fought for, Dr. Martin Luther King, even John Lewis, may he rest in peace, have fought for. They were trying to get this information out, to let people know that there is inequality in our thank you so much. There is inequality in America, and no one was listening. That was the 411. We have marched, we have protested, we have done everything to give information to the powers to be that we are tired of being sick and tired. That's the 411. Now it's the 911, which means, yeah, everybody on board, cold blue, all of these things. We're not playing this time. And our young people are leading the fight. Like, these people that are out here now, of all different creed and background, most of these people are young people out here because they're not going to lay down and be passive to a great extent like most of us have been. I mean, it's just like, really, I didn't wake up to this movement till I was 50 years old, and I'm sorry to say that. I mean, I knew it would exist, but for me to come together in the labor world and really understand like what's going on in the background, even with the elected officials, it blew my mind. So it was like, that was the giant that rose up in me and say, I can no longer like sit back and allow these things to happen. We have to engage. We have to be involved. We have to get off of our knees begging and stand up and demand for things to come in our communities. And we have to make sure that we elect the right officials who are not self-servant, but true public services to the community, that once we get these dollars in our communities, that they are allocated for what they are supposed to be allocated for and utilized for, and not being abused and pockets being padded. We can't afford that anymore. It's time for us to open our eyes up and deal with, you know, the accountability as us as citizens and constituents and voters in this world, to say we have for too long entrusted people to handle our business. Now we got to make sure that the ones that we elect do the business that's supposed to be done in our communities. And if not, we're going to raise the roof. Period. Point blank. I mean, I support any elected official that I feel that is right, but it doesn't mean that they're going to always do right until we keep yelling in their ear that this is no game, this is our livelihood. And then you can't entrust people so much with your life that you're not paying attention to it, and you're going day to day, every day, thinking that everything is going to be okay. And then when you wake up and you find out the rug has been snatched from up under you, then you want to call foul play. We have to get involved. Get your kids registered to vote. Get your neighbors registered to vote. Get your church members registered to vote. Get your community registered to vote. And if you have knowledge of all of this electoral stuff, educate these young people, because they don't know. They want to learn. They want to know. And it's up to us to teach them. It's up to us to teach them. Okay? So yeah, I gotta go. But I love you all. I just felt a need for that. And I want to just say I'm so proud of my kids right now, because my kids are really waking up. Like, they are really talking this talk to me. You know, they seen me out here leaving home to protests and things like that, but they didn't really understand it until now. And now they are fully engaged in asking questions. And it's my responsibility as a parent to have answers for those questions. Okay, so let's do this now. We need to demand what we need, and we need to get fully educated on what we need. I mean, it's okay, it's cool to be on social media. You know, I'm on there. I love it. It's really a stress reliever for me at sometimes. But when we're on there, make sure that we're putting out positive information to help educate our community in this world, pretty much. Okay? I love you all. God bless you.